yesterday we got to see this one Twitter guy, Yeet, start his very first live stream. You may know Yeet because Yeet is a character who has been on Twitter, all right, and on a daily basis. He does, a few things, all right. Pretty much, he goes and reposts like a ton of different, clips and everything, or whatever it is to do with the streaming world, with a very strong focus on somebody named Hassan Piker. In fact, so much of a focus that, at one point, people just straight up believed that Yeet was longtime Destiny friend Dan Saltman. And this was Yeet talking about that. H3 Snark has been doing a thing where they try to figure out who runs my account. The newest conspiracy is that it could be one of the H3 employees named Galia. Foot Soldier's favorite source for accurate and legitimate news, Yeet, has been Giardia all the time. This is AI. I have no idea what he's trying to say here. All right, but the guy, he thinks like an AI computer. Barely human, barely sentient. I plan to show you that. Conspiracy theory. Foot Soldier's new favorite source for accurate and legitimate news, Yeet, has been Giardia the whole time. I guess. But anyways, most of the comments seem to disagree, suggesting it's most likely still Dan Saltman. It's definitely Saltman with 1 to 2 other people. Saltman is the curator, though. There are theories that Yeet is Dan Saltman. Specifically this. There are theories Yeet is Dan Saltman. There are also theories that the account is run by several people, including Saltman. This guy needs to do a better job typing into the AI to reword everything that's being said by other people, right? Personally, I think it's just some random unhinged stalker that was accepted and promoted by the Diddy G community. Yeah, in reality, I'm assuming it's a probably white man, but Giardia is so gross for perpetuating their bullshit. She's pretty gross in general. I don't even know who Giardia is. I'm not gonna look it up because, it's just extra. All right, it's just extra. Okay. Anyways, this is what Yeet posts about, right? He posts about random people on the internet, with a pretty heavy focus on Hassan Piker. For instance, I went ahead and grabbed his 3 most recent tweets about Hassan Piker. All right. Such as Hassan shows off his vast knowledge of financial markets, says the stock market lost nearly $1 billion. Chat corrects him and lets him know it's actually trillions. Almost $1 billion came back to the market over misinfo. Oh, 3.5 trillion. Oh my God, I thought it was billions.
That wanted to be first to market and pump the goddamn tweet and get clout and maybe $35 in Twitter revenue. That is the reason why almost $1 billion of value came back to the market over this one key piece of misinformation.
Will you do a 90-day pause? Would you consider that?
Or Bill, yeah, I think that the president is going to.
Oh my God. 3.5 trillion. 3.5 trillion over. Oh my God. Oh my God. I thought it was billions. I didn't realize it was. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's almost as if Hassan isn't an economist. Like most people aren't. And they're just going to look at a large number. They're going to be like, wow, that's bad. Okay, cool. Sorry. I hate this. I hate this Yeet guy. All right. When we talk about Hassan creeps and stuff, because there are a lot of them, right? There are a lot of people who are just going to hate and despise Hassan for literally no reason other than probably took their girl or something. That's my guess. They're mad that he's still on YouTube or on Twitch when Destiny can't get unbanned or their favorite neo-fast streamer can't get unbanned. It's really dumb. It's really lame, right? And here's another one. Here's Yeet critiquing Hassan for going to a protest. Hassan and his friends had an impromptu online lefty protest in my replies this morning. Even Denim's made an appearance. Big Joel, Hassan is going to have sex with me. Hassan, we had sex. Denims, Old Man Yowie at last. Liv Agar, left-wing content creator Yowie. Yowie is gay. Porn anime. Hassan got the leftist farmer accounts defending his honor in my reply sections now. How much money do you get per month for documenting each moment of Hassan Piker's life? Such a bitch eating crackers moment that makes me think you kinda like him. Big Joel was able to collect his clout token from Piker with this tweet. Gotta admit, I do kinda like the gimmick of getting a reply and reporting it like it's news. Breaking news. A man thinks I'm annoying. How will Hassan ever collab with the guy? Probably not. Which again, we're gonna go the actual critiques of Hassan, right? The actual critiques of Hassan within this are, he has the same hero worship community that Destiny and all these other people do, where the whole value that you get from the interaction is being able to interact with the person in the first place, which is repulsive, right? It's devaluing your own self, your own content, because that's what you need to care about, is what bigger people care about. Anyways, so then it goes on further to post this guy's picture. Surely, there's no reason for him to post a scraggly haired white guy with a unkempt beard and, dude, the guy can't even you gotta shave the mustache off your lip. It's just, whatever. Big Joel actually replied to this tweet, but wasn't feeling confident enough to keep it up for more than a few minutes. Couldn't get the screenshot fast enough, but basically he said it's not about collabing with Hassan, it's about posting for the love of the game. Well, yeah, that's what he's asserting, is that you're posting for the love of the game, which is probably better than what a lot of other people think you're posting, which is as a complete guzzle lord for Destiny. It's not like you're going after Destiny's favorite streamer, right? Hassan. Someone on Twitter found out that Hassan's latest revolutionary fit cost $3K. Now, when we say latest revolutionary fit, this is what we're talking about. Okay? Of them going ahead and guessing, hey, these are where all these things came from. This is how much they cost. And sure, they probably did. If we're going to be clear, it's not like Hassan's going to dress poorly, right? And then of course, just throw out this several-year-old picture of Hassan, wearing some make the rich pay thing, right? Pretty simple, right? It's just bare pocket watching. It isn't that you go after Destiny's #1 critic, though, Yeet. In reality, it's actually the fact that you constantly go ahead and press up the stuff that anybody around Destiny who still glups a little bit of drainage that he still can give you, well, right off. Because Yeet here supports Dan Saltman with Dan Saltman dropped a massive thread about his Twitch permaban. His claims: Twitch did not delete channel data when he requested a data deletion, ignored their own legal terms when permabanning him, continue to charge subscribers, and deny refund requests from those illegally charged subscribers. Now, remember, guys, Dan Saltman wants to perpetuate this idea that he got banned because he's and this will come up later, I quote, Jewish slumlord. All right. Possibly even a Talmudic slimeball. All right. Possibly even. Okay. Because, of course, we have to make sure that when we're sitting in the center left that we make everything about ID Paul rather than, actually acknowledging the fact that Dan went ahead and doxed the guy on Twitter. And doxing is something Twitch doesn't take kindly to. But, yeah. Anyways, regardless, Dan Saltman dropped a massive thread about his Twitch platform. They did not delete his content, ignored legal requests, happy to charge users for fan product, refund requests from illegally charged users. Now, I want to be extremely clear here. There was recently a Dexter article that came out that said that Twitch was still charging people for services to permaban streamers. Now, you might think, wow, Well, you're not getting anything. You're not getting a product. There's no like real market here. There's no value added. Obviously, Twitch is just stealing from people. One of the crazy things is I've known this has been happening for years. I thought it was just normal. For instance, if you go back in time, there was this guy, Yas TV, who had some emotes. And one thing that happened when you had a sub to a channel that was banned, you kept having access to those emotes. That was largely what Twitch was basically still making money off of. I knew about this because of Claw. If you guys remember, several years ago, Claw got unbanned for a few moments. So he could update his payment information and therefore just still be able to charge people so they can use his shitty little emotes. This is just kind of this was just standard. I don't know why people are freaking out about it. But Dan, of course, despite Destiny being banned for years, people still being able to use Destinies, well, not being able to use them because he got departnered, which then lost the access and use of those on the system. It's almost like they probably have been doing this for years with tons of people, and just now, it's all about Dan, guys. It's all about Dan. Once again. No, of course it's not deleted. To this day, my emotes, profile pic, photos, banners, and so much more remains on the servers. Indefinitely banned account, deleted account, canceled partnership. Okay. Again, like, this is nothing new. All right? But Saltman needs to make it all about him. When Dexter2 was going over this, Dexter2, I don't know. They were talking about how Aiden Ross, who had tens of thousands of paid subscribers on his Twitch platform, still getting his fans charged, right? But Dan, sub 200 streamer, doesn't have a community, Dan, okay? He's the one who's been wronged here. Remember, okay? It's always the way it is. Solomon posts receipts of the emails he exchanged with Twitch when submitting data deletion requests. He submitted the request because he was just banned off the platform, and Twitch confirmed in email the data will be deleted. Claims the data remains on Twitch's servers. And again, just like every other Dan post, right, where, you would have like it's a big leak and everything like that. No, it's literally just Dan posting a bunch of stuff. Twitch goes and sends back an automated email. Thank you for your email. Per our privacy notice, Twitch will delete from its internal systems all information that's not legally required or permitted to retain under applicable law. Because obviously that's the way that this goes, because it's, they can make mistakes, and Dan was a sub 200 viewer streamer at his apex last year when he was making accusations of mass anti-Semitism on Twitch and had the whole of DGG riding on his back. But anyways, Solomon posts confirmation of Twitch's terms of service when requesting data deletion. This will delete all of your content and profile information, including clips, within 90 days. Twitch will permanently erase all your content. To which he asks, is my data deleted now? Now, what you would go ahead and look at this as, it's a very simple rhetorical tactic. It's called begging the question. Now, what Yeet is trying to do here is, rather than just say, hey, man, I agree with everything Dan says, he's going to, without critique, post every one of Dan's critique, none of the Twitch responses, which by the time that this post had gone up, Twitch was already in the process of fixing the larger issue that they were recently alerted to by Dexerto. Anyways, but rather than actually having an opinion of his own, what does he do? Go check out Dan's mega thread about this to learn a little bit more. Really. So he goes after Destiny's biggest enemy. He gives free advertising space on his shitposting Twitter to Dan Can't Stream, and then, just carries that water, right? Carries that water for him. In fact, even when it's not him naming Dan, even when it's not him blaming Dan, He finds some other way to go in on Dan Saltman's biggest enemy on Twitch. All right, the guy who took his first name, all right, and did more with it. All right, Dan Clancy. Dan Clancy is allegedly catching heat from Twitch employees for unbanning Aiden Ross. Largely replied in platitudes not related to a business about giving someone a second chance. Wait, do you mean the Aiden Ross who, in his final Twitch streams, denied that any trans people existed whatsoever and that it was completely a delusion, proceeded to say slurs in his first stream off of Twitch repeatedly, over and over again, requested an unban, got denied, got a steak deal, kept doing weird shit, glucked with Zerka, glucked with Tate, glucked with Trump. No, he just did it. He just did it, right? Okay? But anyways, he posts this stuff up. Again, none of this is him actually taking a position. Because one thing that you need to know about Yeet is that he's a spineless, coward rat boy. All right? He's not a man. He's a boy. Don't call him a man. He's not a man. All right? Yes, we are misgendering you. This is Trump's America. Sorry about that, buddy. But one of the things that recently came up, all right, that I thought was kind of funny, like as I'm looking through all this stuff on Yeet, is NMP lol making this, again, NMP lol level take. For those of you that don't know who NMP lol, it's Nick Pollum, that chubby brown dude who lost the really good looking woman and now he just eats entire pizzas just right to his face, right? Anyways, NMP lol admits he was wrong about my account. Honestly, I think I was wrong about Hawk on Twitter. Dude is single-handedly taking out everyone. Honestly, I think I was wrong about Hawk on Twitter. Dude is single-handedly taking out everyone. It's impressive, just making tweets and causing chaos. Well, that would be true if he ever went against Destiny. But, you know, as we can also know from recent events, that's not even the case. Not even the case at all. For instance, when Yeet posted this clip with Destiny gets extra spicy when talking about JStock, Lav, and more. All right, now mind you, extra spicy. Okay, extra spicy is the term that he wants to use. Okay, when Destiny was outright calling for someone to do something violent, aka kill, about Lab, Mr. Girl, JStock, and Queeman, but for some reason, one guy's name is left out of here. I wonder why.
Quickly, just so I can find it here, but here, hold on. Yeah.
Okay. Has this person been doxxed yet?
Let's finish it first.
Yeah, for Anna, that's bullshit. For just like Queeman, I'd kill him if I could. I'd choke their fucking house and do it. But not for Anna, no.
That was not an effort to dox her, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, what the fuck? Like, why would I even want to do that? Like, what am I...
Now, you might say, wow, dude, that's not an effort to dox, right? At all.
Was a woman named Anna. Just like with Lav, Destiny also encouraged his community to go to Anna's Kiwi Farms thread, and he encouraged them to post in her thread.
Oh, okay. Also, heads up. This is my only non-media blackout time, okay? This is my only non-media blackout time. I will immediately back this, okay? Somebody on Kiwi Farms has made a thread of Anna. So if you are obsessed with Anna and you want to talk about her all the time, you, chatter, you can actually go to Kiwi Farms. And you can go and post all you want, read all you want. Go there, post about it, talk about it. People put a lot of effort into categorizing and archiving everything. There you go, okay?
And in the...
So, it's pretty clear what Destiny's doing here, but Willie Mac doesn't know that. He doesn't have the ability to criticize it. You know, we could do a whole thing on Willie Mac, but not part of the argument, right? It's just Destiny lying like a rat.
Want somebody to kill her? What? Like, that's fucking retarded. I do want somebody to kill Jistical, though, or Lav, or...
So, there you go. Apparently, what am I gonna dox her? What do I want somebody to kill her? So that's how he thinks of doxing, right? Doxing's really bad, but I'm gonna try to dox JStock and Queeman, right? Doxing's really bad. You heard that, right?
Not for Anna, no.
That was not an effort to dox her, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, what the fuck? Like, why would I even want to do that? Like, what am I, want somebody to kill her? What? Like,
So if he wanted somebody to kill them, he would dox them, right? Just to give you a good...
I do think that you could just literally look at him saying, I would go to their houses if I could, J-Stock, though I appreciate trying to go a little bit further. So this got Yeet into a little bit of a sticky issue, right? One person wasn't mentioned. That person, British Twink, everyone loves to hate. Queeman, all right? In fact, Yeet, completely unbothered, right? Posted, I got my first Small Beans commentary YouTuber obsessed with me. Queeman has been malding about me in multiple streamer chats for months now. With he needs to be kicked, ... in dirt. Most likely just upset I ignored his DM a while ago and will continue to ignore him going forward. All right, and this is, in fact, the clip that Yeet decided to use to talk about Queeman.
Yeah.
4 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Destiny gets extra spicy when talking about J-Stalk, Lav, and more. And he quotes, I do want somebody to kill J-Stalk, Lav, or Mr. Girl. So if this was Hassan saying this, we agree this post would say, Hassan calls for violence against innocent poor Jew on... like, that's what it would say, right?
It would probably just include you, Lav, and Mr. Girl. I wouldn't even be included because I'm white. It would just be like Hassan... Curiously,
so
only
this guy's
once
like a pathetic,
Jews killed.
cock-sucking hack loser, right? Who needs to be like absolutely kicked into the dirt.
I think he just hates Hassan. But
This guy needs to be stomped into the fucking dirt. This guy.
If you want to say that,
filth.
he hates Hassan. He likes. Did you see this one?
Wait.
And by the way, as a total side note, yeah, I don't think anybody should do anything violent to Yeet, but I don't think Queen does because he literally disavowed his statements during it. However, there is a very specific reason why the messages that Yeet ignored from Queeman were important. As revealed on Queeman's stream yesterday, and now shown in tweets by J-Stock, okay, this is the context of the DM that Queeman sent to Yeet. All right? Quoting this tweet from Yeet, Lonerbox announces he will step back from streaming due to harassment from Hassan's community and platforming of bad empanada. This isn't what he said, right? And mind you, anyways, Yeet went ahead and posted this tweet, which is just contradictory in and of itself with the clip of Lonerbox, approximately 4 days before what is now colloquially known as the Destiny sex pest / e-rapist leaks. So, let's give a look to what Loner said in the clip Yeet used.
IP discourse. Nope. It's a little bit frustrating that the psycho smear campaign against me has kind of succeeded, and it's basically all because of Hassan being willing to platform it, which is very annoying that you basically have to suffer the consequences of someone else's stupidity, but is what it is. Someone else's failures as a human being, but that's not why I'm taking a break. That's just annoying, and it's something that I'll...
Now, remember, all this says is harassment from Hassan's community and platforming about empanada. 30 seconds in, it says, literally Loner is saying, nothing to do with any of that, but this guy threw the tweet up. Let's listen to see if Loner expands a little bit more.
Probably be able to work around by myself. I wouldn't exactly say it succeeded. Nah, it's done enough, I think. And it's just the fact that, especially, I can handle it coming from, Deprogram or Bad Empanada. I can handle it coming from them because they're irrelevant. Their audiences don't matter to me. I don't need any, I don't care about that. But the fact that I've noticed this recently, that when it comes from people like Hassan, the problem with Hassan is he is so good at just roping in people who are basically just unwitting social democrats, right? And radicalizing the fuck out of them. And if I'm getting painted bad in the eyes of those people, and being, let's face it, a small creator who doesn't really have the resources of the community to defend themselves. And it's not like there's some social democrat safe space on the internet where you can fall back on. If you're a breadtuber and you get attacked, well, everyone on breadtube is a cultist who's either going to defend you if they agree with you, and if they disagree with you, they'll just shut the fuck up because it's not worth rocking the boat. But I don't really have that. There's not really anything that I can fall back
on. Now, what Yeet did here, okay, is completely ignore the fact that chat kept asking Loner, hey, why don't you have Destiny help you? Good buddy, good pal Destiny. To which Loner laughed, chided at them, and then, largely moved on. Which then gave Bad Empanada enough to say, oh yeah, by the way, Pixie cheated on Loner for Destiny, right? But that's not how Yeet wanted to respond to this. He just said, yeah, I ignored Queeman. All right. And the reason I ignored him is because he's okay with Lolicon. For context, the guy goes around chats threatening me. I didn't respond to his DM because I saw him say he's okay with Lolicon. I don't want to have my name in any private DM with somebody like that. And this is the clip that he chose.
Legit calling her pedo bait. What I mean, yeah, her fans of Gorogura, people who are watching these streams, Gorogura fans are doing it because they like simulating having a romantic relationship with a child.
Because yeah, you're listening to something with a prepubescent voice doing little dances in what many would call lingerie that would be used by OnlyFans creators. But, hey, it's probably the truth.
An anime child. That is why people watch lolly VTubers. Spinal, don't even why even try and deny it, Spinal? It's fine. It's a cartoon. There's no harm. You're not doing anything wrong, okay? Just keep it in your room. Don't go to any schools, okay? It's fine to admit. But it's obviously true. It's obviously true. Just like guys watch e-girls, they watch e-girls and they donate to e-girls because they like simulating a relationship. They like the feeling of hanging out with a woman.
And just like when you're watching me, you like and subscribe to the stream and possibly consider throwing a sub, some bits, or, super chat or a donation or something. You do that to simulate a relationship with me. You can do that. That's okay. Anyways.
Are being cute and funny. VTuber fans watch VTubers because they like the feeling of hanging out with an anime character. They like being around a little anime girl or a monster girl or something. And they like that personality.
Now, JStock went ahead and continued on a little bit with this because, obviously, it wasn't enough for Yeet to have, this desire to not speak with or have lolicons anywhere around me. He refuses to speak with anybody who has any positions like that. Right? Well, anyway, presented for contrary evidence from JStock. I've heard a similar take somewhere before.
Take? Am I about to drop a hot take? 1,000-year-old spirits? You know what? I am gonna drop one. I don't really give a fuck. People that obsess over, people that watch Lolicon, I don't know, who the fuck cares? They're fucking cartoons, bro. Who cares? Why are you so... I think, I've said this before, and now that we've learned that projection is real, because it obviously is, I think the most likely place to find pedophiles are the people that are online constantly seeing pedophiles in everything. I think they're the most likely to be pedophiles. Where some guy will be like, wait a second, did you look at a kid in Disney World when you were at Disneyland? You must have thought about fucking them, right? It's like, no, dog. Actually, I see kids all the time. I don't think about fucking them ever. It's kind of weird that you would
He does think they're little feets, though.
It's kind of weird that you would think that I would, though. Is that like a thing that you think about a lot? If you see a kid, does your mind instantaneously you have 15-year-olds in your Discord server? I bet you try to sex them and send nudes to them and get nudes from them and you masturbate over every fucking thing they say in chat, don't you? All the time. No, not actually, dog. No, man, it sounds like you got some first-hand experience with it. I don't know, man. Sometimes there are people that go really overboard sometimes when they point out, it's that guy's a fucking pedophile. It's how do you know he's a pedophile? He drives right next to a fucking grade school on his way to work every morning. And there are other routes that he could take. It's okay, is that that's it for you? That's the line? That's how you know? Jesus. I don't know, man. Because I've Now I've seen so many cases of projection before where people will like project like this insane shit. I hate that this meme is real. But how many guys do this shit where it's like, I respect women's rights, blah, 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 and then they get Me Too'd, and it's like, so John, the SJW understander, the guy that logged in, 2 weeks ago, tried to fucking log into my vagina when I stayed over his house, and I told him no like 27 times. Like it feels like the projection might be real. I don't.
That's what we like to call a treat that'll play out later, right? For those of you that are unaware, Destiny is a sex pest who shared the private, intimate images that he had with several of his orbiters or friends with a 19-year-old and many others. Many others. And now they're all... I guess that they're vapid whores now. That's about where we're at. Anyway, sorry.
No, I'm just saying.
It's funny.
Some people online
turntables
have this like really unhealthy obsession with like constantly talking about pedophiles, where they'll just be like, they just scream about it. They're just so crazy about it. And it's like, damn, dude, you gotta have other things to think about. Maybe.
So, obviously, Yeet, JStock, no evidence that JStock's a PDF or anything along those lines, right? Like, he probably would have watched JStock's thing, or at the very least, he would refuse to speak with somebody like Destiny, who seems to be defending Lolly in some way, shape, or form, right? All right, like that's the thing. But, obviously, hey, maybe he didn't see it. Maybe, it didn't come before Yeet. And he didn't know anything about it, right? So last night on Yeet's first stream, after allegations of being Dan Saltman, of being DGG coded, of being a literal bucket for Destiny to come in, what does he go ahead and do? He has Destiny on his first stream. And it was very funny.
It became apparent.
What are we
that
even
it was
talking about right now? Hold on. Does the guy watch Lolicon? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
I don't even know if there's proof. I don't even know if there's
okay,
proof
wait.
for
So
that.
he watches Lolicon.
Yeah, there
okay,
is.
so what's okay? Sure. So he does. Who is this guy? Is he still a mod or?
No, he got kicked off by Reddit.
Wait, then why does
today.
this matter?
I think it matters because they're saying Stale wouldn't get rid of him.
Yeah.
If the guy is jerking it to Lolly.
Now, mind you, this is a Reddit moderator. The Reddit moderator is known as Tybalt. Tybalt is a Reddit moderator. I'm not going to explain anymore. He's just like, he's got that phrenology, right? Yeah.
Is that, are you not allowed to mod a subreddit? Is that like an auto kick thing or what?
Well, they have kids. He was we'll show kids. I know you.
Any of the kids or?
Well.
Destiny, what's your take on Lolicon? Let's
yeah, what's your take on
Lolicon? I don't give a fuck. I don't know. Why does this matter?
I don't know. I'm just curious what your take is on it.
Wait, he doesn't care. I thought that you would never, ever. Is it not that you literally said, I would. This guy goes around chats threatening me. I didn't respond to his DM because I saw him say he's okay with Lolicon. I don't want to have my name in any private DM with someone like that. Yeet. It seems that you're in a stream with someone like that, and you're just talking to him. Very curious, Yeet. Very curious.
But I do think that I don't know. It's fucking weird, but I just don't think you want somebody like that on your moderation team making decisions for like the whole live streaming community, right?
I mean, I guess, but I would say I wouldn't want anybody from like a ton of different parts of Reddit that are probably making decisions. Like I wouldn't want anybody associated with anything having to do with like any of the political shit, right?
Someone's got to do it, right? So we might.
Yeah, that's fine, but I would rather have a guy that jerks it to fucking Lolly than some dude that posts in some fucking tanky subreddit. Like I think that.
Yes, because having a differing political opinion. Different than jerking off to drawn children porn. Yeah, totally on the same level. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Like, unironically, like I think there are groups of people on Reddit that are I'd rather have a lolly jerker than a fucking Nazi dude that's moderating
that's
a
you,
subreddit.
Steven. That's
So you'd rather have a Nazi moderating than a
well, no, we do. We don't.
Now, to be clear, what we're about to see, and one of the things that I want to do is I want to do more of these like kind of close up with you, the audience, where I bring together a bunch of clips that I want to talk about. I want to talk to you guys today a little bit about what we call false equivalencies. Now, normally, if I'm in a room with a gun, I have one bullet in that gun, and in that room, I've got Hitler, a child molester, just line them up, right? You know, that's how that works, right? Yeah. So, what ends up happening, and this is a very common destinoid tactic, all right? You can see Erudite doing it. You can see many people doing it. We have what is called a false equivalency. You must choose either or, right? You have to go ahead and do this. Well, do you like Nazis or do you like pedophiles? Because in real life, the solution would always be get someone else that doesn't have that baggage. But watch what happens when somebody doesn't fall for this simple rhetorical destinoid attack.
I don't have a Nazi moderator. I don't want either of them.
Wait,
I don't want either of them.
Why is it that when I asked you a hypothetical question, you responded with a fact of the matter? I asked you, would you rather have a Nazi or a lolicon enjoyer moderating a subreddit?
See, the whole point of this is to get you to pretend like one of them is less bad than the other in a way that will allow for someone like that to do this. In the real world, okay, you would just choose neither. You would choose the matter-of-fact answer, not what we would call a false equivalency that we don't need to consider. For instance, let's say I know a guy who molested 3 kids, all right? LeBlanc Man, for instance. And then I know another guy who went ahead and killed 70 children, all right? JubeTube, for instance. Which one's worse? Well, my brain is going to work like this. Neither of those are acceptable. Both of them are to be disregarded. I don't need to consider because they've gone past what we call a moral line. And therefore, I don't need to spend every moment of my waking life trying to figure out which one of them's worse when both of them will get the same gulag in a good country. Anyways.
Well, I won't want either.
Okay, let me try this again. If you had to pick one, okay, hold on. Don't moralize and answer the prompt with a simple question, okay? You can either have a Nazi or a lolicon enjoyer.
Either or. Literally, hey, you have to have a DGGer or a DGGer.
I'm not answering that question.
Stop moralizing, stop responding that way, and just answer with either Nazi.
And notice, so what does Yeet do? While Destiny works his magic of using bad faith rhetorical tactics, such as false equivalencies, he throws up a guy going, "Ooh, Destiny won!" Yeah, guy, we can see the fucking vibes on you, all right? Literally, Act didn't ride Drake this fucking hard, bro. Act didn't ride Drake this hard. You just said, Yeet, a day before this stream, you would never associate with someone that would defend Lolicon. And then the next day, hey, you got Daddy Destiny come up in your ship. Crazy.
Or lolicon enjoyer. Would you rather have a Nazi or a lolicon enjoyer?
Neither.
You're a coward. You're such a pussy, dude.
No, he's not falling for your bullshit rhetorical trap that for some reason, anytime a conservative does it, like, would you rather have a good economy or would you rather have a bad economy or closed borders or whatever? We have no issue calling those people out. But when you don't answer Destiny's question, you are a coward.
People like you actually destroy the fucking planet, or at least the internet. How can you not even answer?
I mean, it's almost like people like Destiny asking ridiculous questions that would never, ever, for any reason, come up for any reason in real life. With those two answers of choose the pedo or the Nazi, Yeah, I mean, you're not doing any damage to the internet or anything, right, Destiny?
That question. Are you that much of a fucking spineless cuck?
He can't. Are you kidding me?
No,
He
shut the
can't
fuck
say
up.
that
You
one or
can't
the other.
answer the fucking question. Would you rather have a Nazi or would you rather have a lolicon jerker moderating a subreddit? Is it one or the other? You have to pick one or the other.
If you don't choose one, you get both. If you say,
and just to make sure that like we've made it clear, in a absolutely insane world where I am forced to have two DGGers, all right, the Nazi DGGers and the pedophile DGGers, if I don't choose one or the other, right, in that crazy, impossible world, we've now added even more to this insane false equivalency hypothetical.
either you get both.
No, I can't believe he's such a fucking pussy.
I can't believe you're getting this mad about it.
No.
And Tybalt, the man that he is, does bring up that Destiny is freaking out for no reason. It's almost like he's off the fucking vans, dude. He might even be Benny raging. It is the spring, right?
I'm getting mad because you don't give a fuck about either thing. You don't care about any of it. It's all a virtue signal for you, but you're sitting up here pretending like you give a fuck. You should be able to answer that question super easily.
Yeah.
Yes. It's so bad to virtue signal. It's terrible to have virtues that you're like, I won't interact with child molesters or Nazis. Maybe not even sex pests.
I did. Neither.
That's not a choice. We live in a world of Nazis and pedophiles, and sometimes you gotta have one or the other on your team. So which one?
So, it is normal, right, for Destiny's world to be filled with Nazis and pedophiles. That's what we must assume here. So everybody can be filled into those like little like partitions, right? That's normal. Obviously, you're gonna have to make this decision all the time.
What do you want? Do you want the Nazi mod or do you want the pedophile mod? Or not the pedophile, I'm sorry, the lolicon enjoyer mod. Which one?
I don't want fucking either of them. I just don't want either of them.
Sounds like a Hassan viewer here.
I feel like you got
Sounds like a Hassan viewer. Why? Because he called out the fact that you're being a debate rat who is doing the same bad faith that you constantly complain everyone else does?
I feel like this is just like a question.
I don't know why you're making me like try to pick one.
It's like it's a very
so stupid.
It's
not stupid. I'm just trying to see like if you actually give a fuck about any of these issues, or if it's just like a fucking virtue signal because you're some closet fucking pedophile who wants to anally fuck some kid.
Oh, the guy who is unwilling for any reason to say I will have a Nazi or a pedophile on my thing. All right, when Destiny clearly is trying to get him to choose the pedophile, right? Okay, because Destiny knows what his choice would be, which is the pedophile. Now, after Destiny has implicitly chosen the pedophile, okay, he now has the ability to call out other ones. Very interesting. That guys, was there any like 15-year-old pictures of Destiny ever?
Like it's a super easy question. It's a super easy question. Do you want the Nazi moderating or do you want the lolly enjoyer moderating? If you can't answer that because you can't even talk about the subject, then why are you up here virtue signaling so much about it?
Because
you're a pedophile.
Why does that matter?
Oh, you can't answer my false equivalency question? You're a pedophile. Still not sure what the correct answer was. For Destiny, it was the pedophile one. Okay, that way he can go ahead and cover up that one time that he sat with a bunch of other, like, you know, oppers and seckers or whatever the fuck you want to call them, right? Okay. To get a kid to go show his winky on stream. Or when he was sending around pictures of a girl in a bikini who was 15 just saying how hard it was not to smash. We know what Destiny's choice was. He's told us before. Just follow the threads. It's easy to understand.
You probably jerk off the kids. You jerk off the kids. It's fine. Don't be embarrassed about it. Try to jerk off the child cartoons instead of actual kids, I guess.
Oh, everyone calling someone out is the
pedophiles, guys. Let's stop the pedophiles.
No, not pedophile. I'm sorry, not pedophile. Child rapist.
Right. So, lacking primary attraction. This guy now, because he refuses to answer a false equivalency question, we would have no issue understanding when a rightoid would do it. This guy rapes kids. That's from Destiny's ears from Destiny's mouth to your ears, right, friends? So, not only that, not only was this one of the highlights of Yeet showing how spineless he was, how much of a rat he was, how much of a uninvolved piece of pond scum that he was. Well, Yeet managed to go ahead and cape for Dan Saltman too by letting Dan go and do his average stump speech that he's done 300 times before in Yeet's tweets to begin with, over and over and over.
Yep. The predator does it to you. Oh, Ak, how's it going?
Okay, so chat. I want to hear what chat thinks though, real quick. What's your opinion? Who won? Destiny, Tybalt? Do you think this conversation was useful? What's up? Nobody brought that up. This is actually just Dan's kid. Chat one.
Chat one, yeah.
Sorry, yo, Dan, I was in the bathroom, so I might have missed what you said. What you said? I'm sorry. Apparently, I ignored you.
Nothing. Sorry.
Okay.
Everything is fine.
Okay. Cool. So Dan, do you have any? You're a very interesting character. You got a lot of issues, right, with Twitch and the streaming atmosphere or whatever. What's on your mind right now? What do you not? What's wrong with Twitch? What's wrong with streaming?
Guy, I don't know if you know this. You know exactly what's on Dan's mind, because less than 2 days ago, you literally posted about Dan's new crusade, summated it, linked everybody to it. But, go give that free advertisement to Dan, buddy.
In general.
Man, it's rough out there on these streets right now,
How
I don't know. Man, this Dan Clancy is out there. He's just doing whatever he wants to do.
So
no repercussions.
What's your actual so do you think Dan Clancy is actually a bad CEO and he's destroying Twitch? Or
without a doubt, he may be Skype levels of bad of a CEO.
Why is he bad?
I would say the reason he's bad is that he's not good at his job, but I don't even know if he fucking does his job anymore. All he does is fucking TikTok dances with 18-year-old fucking Asian women.
I feel like Dan Clancy's just a figurehead.
Yeah. I could see that.
He's just there because it's good. It looks quote unquote good PR for Twitch to have him
it's
go on people's
PR.
streams. It isn't. It comes off bad.
Yeah.
He's incompetent, is what I would say. But it seems the entire staff at Twitch is incompetent. How do you let it be? Forget everything. Okay, forget everything you know about Twitch. Here's all you know. There's some annoying fucking slumlord Jew that won't shut the fuck up about Twitch.
A Talmudic slimeball is another term I've had levied at me because I practice Talmudic arts.
So you're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's ban this guy. But then you're so incompetent of a fucking company that not only do you not ban him and delete his account, you keep charging his subscribers so he has fucking future dirt against you, and you don't delete any of his content so that you violate GDPR, and you do a full email trace of this whole thing. How retarded of a company are you to do this?
Why did he just wait? Which one is he complaining? Is he complaining about Twitch charging people for subs after people get banned, banning of Israel, Dan Clancy being a gooner, pedophile freak? I don't actually know which one Dan's deciding to go on here, because it seems like even Dan is fundamentally incapable of it. Anyways, regardless of all that, I just wanted to bring this up because I wanted to say once again, there's this guy Yeet out there who's a spineless fucking rat. And people need to start calling him a spineless fucking rat. This is a guy who has no issue smearing British twinks as pedophiles. However, when the same exact rhetoric, in fact, a worse version of it, is espoused by a larger streamer, this guy opens up his mouth just to go ahead and let it slide back down it. Yeet, you're a loser. You're a freak. Best Friend is a better Twitter poster. Fearbuck is a better Twitter poster. Buddy, No one wants to see you stream. Just go ahead, put the tweets in the bag, and you know what, man? If you want to be the Destiny After Show, by all means. All right, spend the rest of every day of your life hanging out with Dan and Destiny until the moment they disagree with you. And then they'll feast on your carcass like they do everybody else. They're nothing more than carrion vultures. And you're just the next treat. Good luck, buddy.